Alex, obviously, congratulations on an incredible victory tonight. I mean, I got to imagine you're pretty thrilled with what you did in there, but just how satisfied are you as you sit there right now?
Very satisfied. You know, obviously it's a bit of a journey, this rivalry, yeah? Like taking the belt and having the rematch and then, you know, all that talk and all that, you know, is a big part of not only my career, it just adds to the story, so it's all good, but it was hard. There was a lot of ups and downs in there, you know what I mean? It was a bit that I had to get through, but it was good to finally put an end to it and silence a lot of people. A lot of people that needed silencing too.
You had some swagger in there tonight. You were talking a little bit, you know, maybe showboating a little bit. I mean, was that something about maybe the energy Max had, or is that just kind of the confidence that you're getting in your career at this point?
Confidence I'm getting, yeah, but I mean, it was more for myself. You know, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to him. It was more just let him know that, like, yeah, I was just telling him, I'm going, man, I'm seeing everything you're throwing. Like, you know, like I think I might have said you're too slow. I didn't, you know, wanted to be too offensive when I'm saying it, but just purely let him know and let myself know and stay on. Because I knew I had to go out there. I wanted to win every exchange. I wanted to just be better and know that I'm better and don't get bored in there. Don't get too complacent. Don't, you know, don't think you've done enough and chill. Don't start to cower. Don't do any of that. Stand your ground. Hold the line. So, you know, hold the line. You know what I mean? And just yeah, do your thing. Yeah, so it wasn't disrespect. Yeah, I got nothing but respect for Max. I wouldn't be the fighter I am today without him. He's made me raise the bar. I don't need anyone to help me raise the bar. I could do it myself, but he makes it easy. You know, he makes it easy to make me be disciplined.
I know you'd already gone 5 rounds with him twice before, but you had him hurt early on, cut up. Were you surprised that this thing went all 5 rounds tonight, or did you expect that from him?
How can you be surprised with Max? You know what I mean? Obviously, a finish is always good, but I mean, for people to expect you know, a finish with a fight like this, we're both durable, we're both tough, we're both smart. You know what I mean? It's, again, a legendary chin that I wanted to crack, and it stays legendary again. So credit to him.
We see the wrap on the hand there, I guess. Can you tell us what happened and what the initial diagnosis is?
It's not good. Yes, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's broken. I know when I break stuff, and yeah, it's broken round. I broke it in round 2.
Last thing for me, I mean, I know you're saying, hey, I want this champ opportunity. I guess the hand will kind of factor into that.
Slows down.
But
gives me time to see what's up, what's going on. You know
so that's what I was going to ask, if there was any scenario where you thought, because obviously that's a vacant belt right now, where you should be in the first title fight, or do you think that hands, I mean, do you see a scenario where you should be competing for the title first, or do you think you're going to have to like go against somebody?
Yeah, of course I do. No, I don't need to fight anyone. Come on, man, I'm a dominant champ, taking out guys like Max Holloway 3 times. You know, who's really looked like that against someone like Max Holloway? You know, people are trying to, he's on the pound for pound list. You know what I mean? You don't get to see this very often. You don't get to see someone dominate someone who's so high on the pound for pound list. You know, considered one of the greatest featherweights of all time. To think that I don't deserve to just move straight up, I think would be pretty silly.
Well, and to be clear, I just mean, like, a lot of people think...
I'm offended. No, I'm joking.
You definitely deserve it. What I mean was, like, a lot of people say, look, it looks like Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev are lined up for that title first. Like, do you think that should happen first, or do you think, no, man, I should be the first?
Maybe we don't even have to ask the question. You know what I mean? So, again, I wanted to be active, but, you know, my division wasn't going to keep me active enough. I would have had to wait. So this may become a good time. But, you know, luckily... we're getting paid good. You know, we signed a new deal, you know, and I'm very happy with it. You know, to be a highest paid featherweight outside corner, you know, is pretty impressive. So I'm proud of that, and it's only up from me.
Alex, to your left. In your and Max's last 16 fights against featherweights not named Volkanovski, he's 16-0 with 10 finishes. I mean, he has absolutely run roughshod over the featherweight division. Does that make it more impressive for you to have beaten him 3 times like you have, given what he's done to the rest of the division?
Oh, man, to have 3 title fights, 3 title fight wins over someone like Max rather than just other guys, of course. He was the #1 contender the whole time. Considered the greatest featherweight of all time as well, people would have his name there, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's incredible, of course. Like, you know, to sit there and take out someone like Max 3 times. That's really, really, really saying something. So they are a lot bigger wins than your average defense.
And when you look at, you know, for years people have said the greatest fighters of all time have been Anderson Silva, John Jones, you know, Khabib. But when you win 21 in a row and 12 in a row in the UFC and dominate guys of the caliber that you're dominating, do you think not only the greatest featherweight of all time, but you deserve to be in discussion of the greatest fighter of all time?
Look, man, it's not up to me, but I think you'd be a bit of a fool to not have me in them conversations, you know what I mean? Like, look what I'm doing, look at the resume, but again, that's not up to me, you know what I mean? But we're doing good. We're pretty impressive, and I don't know. What do you guys think? You know what I mean? Like, I know people have been pretty biased and being, again, I've talked about being hard up by a lot of my speech was to stand up. Maybe some of yous as well. Stand up, some of yous, some of the haters. A lot of people needed to see me go out there and do that. I wanted to silence people. I don't hold it. I don't hold any animosity. I'm not angry at yous, but some of yous needed to know. I'm not pointing at you. I'm just saying, like, some people needed to know. So, again, you can be biased as you want, but I mean, what I'm doing is pretty incredible. And for everyone watching, still, again, that's what I mean by stand your ground. People are going to try and bring you down whatever way they can. I was getting people trying to bring me down from all angles. I stood up and said, "Hey, cop that," and now look at me.
Alex,
I wanted to ask you one or two other questions, and so one of them is you didn't come into the sport as a blue chip, like you weren't this guy that people were talking about the day you turned pro. There's a kid named Bo Nickel that was a great wrestler. That's starting in MMA now, and he has an All-American wrestling background. When did you finally start to believe that you could be at that level? Like, at what point in your career did you start to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm good at this, and I could, reach these great, extraordinary heights"?
Back in the streets of the Gong, no. Pretty early, you know what I mean? I went in the gym, and even Joe Lopez, my head coach, he doesn't let anyone just fight and go and fight. Like, didn't take him long. He knew that I had the ticker. I had a lot of go in me, and not only I had that belief, he had that belief in me as well. Pretty early.
Alex, right over here. Did you see the cut on Max, and were you surprised that it didn't get stopped?
I did. Hey, like I said, there's been some people that have said some things, and there's been. I'm not going to hate on anyone. We've had our chats. I'm okay. I'm over it. But some people needed to see that, and I hope you respect me now, and have me as a real champ now, because I know you've been sort of maybe not too disrespectful, but disrespectful enough. So hopefully I've changed your tone, and I'm happy to answer your question now.
Yeah, well, that was never my intention. I tweeted out tonight that I think you're neck and neck with Kamaru Usman for #1 pound for pound.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Want to know about your interaction with Henry Cejudo backstage? We saw him come up to you, and you guys had some words. What happened there?
Oh man, he just said like he wants to challenge me. He thinks he's got what it takes. Man, I need challenges, right? But I mean, they need to be big fights, and if people scream for it, we'll see. You can never say never. Like, obviously he's done some great things wherever he's got work to do, but and I think it could make a big fight. But I don't even know what's going on. But look, I respect the guy. He can fight. Olympic wrestler. Two-time, two-division champion. It's impressive. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, obviously, right now, yeah, we're going to wait and see.
And the talk is about moving up. Aljamain Sterling, the champion in the division below, tweeted out that he feels he could take you down and submit you pretty easily.
Who said that, sorry?
Aljamain Sterling.
Oh, Aljamain said that?
Yeah.
That's all right. That's okay. Let him talk. It's all right. He's got a division, his own division to hold on. You know what I mean? Credit to him to fight someone like Peter Yan and get the win, but settle down.
And as you said, last thing for me, you seem to know your body pretty well. Have you had that type of injury with your hand before, and how long do you think?
Well, my first fight with Max, I broke pretty much the exact same one on the right hand. I broke that twice, the same spot, and I'll be very surprised if it's not the same injury.
Alex, just at the back here.
Yeah.
You spoke about obviously moving up to 155. Charles Oliveira today sent out a message to Conor McGregor trying to get that fight done. If that does happen, where does that leave you and your hopes for capturing the title at lightweight? Can
Conor even fight yet? Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's calling Conor's name, and they will always call Conor, but, I won't take that serious till there's pen on paper and there's some real serious talks. But, again, let me see what's happening with this. It gives me time to see what's floating about and see what's happening. Maybe see what's happening in my division. Again, I want to be active, but if it's not opponents, maybe it's injuries that might slow me down a little bit. But other than that, I need to stay active, and I want that double champ status. And like I said, I can stay active enough, and I've proved that. No, what is it, 3 fights in 9 months? I just fought 3 months ago. Not many champions are doing that. I don't think I can get a #1 contender that quick and keep me that busy. So give me another division to do it.
Alex back here.
Yep.
You say it's not up to you to decide who the best fighter in the world is, where you rank and stuff. But let's just say it was up to you. are you the best fighter in the world right now, pound for pound? If it was up to you, outside looking in, are you the man right now?
It's not up to me. Honestly, there's great fighters. You've got Usman, you've got Israel. Like, you forget about Stylebender. You know what I mean? He's a man as well. You know what I mean? Easy. So that's not up to me. I respect martial artists, and you know, it'll be good to get that. But I mean, it's not up to me. It's up to everyone else. And again, you know, there's fighters that I still look up to that are still fighting now. But obviously, I've got a good resume, and I can see why people might have me in them conversations. But I'll leave it at that.
Alex, if you move up to lightweight, is there let's say Charles goes and fights Conor, right? But he's not technically the champion, so you could end up fighting Islam for the vacant belt. Do you have a preference out of those two who you'd like to fight, or do you think it needs to be Charles as to justify the challenge?
Charles is a bigger fight because let's be honest, he's really the champion. He's the uncrowned champ. You know what I mean? Like, he's the champ. Everyone looks at him as a champ. So that's the bigger fight. But if Islam wants to fight him, and while I'm healing or something, they have that fight and Islam takes it, then it's Islam. Whoever's got holding that belt, or whoever's considered the champ, that's what I want. I want a nice shiny belt on both shoulders. So I want to even it out. You know what I mean? I already got a sore back sometimes. You know what I mean? From carrying this one belt, so I need two. Level me out.
Is your intention to keep both belts and defend both titles at the same time?
Sorry?
I think your hand's hurt, I think. Do you intend on holding both belts at the same time and defending both titles, like running both divisions simultaneously?
Yeah, 100%. Do I think I can defend both belts? Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. I want to be active, and I'm a fighter that's proved that I can do it. A lot of people are fighting, you know, once a year or twice a year. Like, you know, it's hard to consider them to be able to do that. But I just fought 3 months ago, and it wasn't like I'm just fighting anybody. I just fought Max Holloway 3 months after. I had to prepare straight away for Max Holloway. You know what I mean? Like, I'm obviously serious about staying active, so you know, there's some credibility behind it.
Would you add much weight to go up to 155, or would you have to stay the same?
I'd stay where I'm at. I'm strong. I'm a strong dude. Strong, powerful. Keep that sharpness. Keep that speed. Man, like I said, I train with a lot of heavier guys. People, I don't know how they, you know, think that I wouldn't be able to handle it. Like I said, a lot of my training partners are very high level lightweights, if not even heavier sometimes.
Alex,
and obviously my weights as well, but I've got a lot of big boys that I train with.
Alex, over here.
Yes.
A lot was being made going into the fight about Max sort of, you know, trash talking a bit, which is kind of out of character. Looking back on the fight now with how it played out, do you think that maybe worked against him at all? Not to take anything away from your performance, but kind of looking back at maybe his mentality going into the fight.
No, it worked against him because it gave me the fire. It gave me the fire. I needed that. I was going to go into that press conference. I thought it was going to be chill. I didn't expect much. It ended up being chaos from all angles, but which was fun. But I wanted to go there. I was going to soak up the energy, even if it was the booze, whatever. I was going to use that to get that fire in the belly. He started trash talking. I was like, thank you. I needed that. I said it to him. That's why I was chilling. I was smiling, like letting him know that it ain't affecting me. You ain't getting in my head. That's why I was like, I don't know if it was a part of his mind games to try and make it a brawl or something like that and fight silly or something. I don't know. But I was just like, mate, you just put fire in my belly. That's all you did. I said, thank you. And then at the weigh-in, I was like, now that I showed him that it didn't work, I wanted to add on to that. Then I sort of, before the weigh-in, I was like, sort of like just chilling again. I'm like, man, I'm about to do a face-off. I'm about to get a crowd. I've got to do a speech. I completely forgot about it. So I needed to sort of pump myself up. So this trash talk and this intensity that he brought just put me where I needed to be. So if featherweights and lightweights want to do that whenever we're fighting, they want to boost me up like that, bring it on, please.
And kind of on that note as well, you know, you talked about after the fight several times saying you got to stand up for yourself, and you really sort of pushed that message. Was it that talk? Because, you know, you do hear it, people saying Max was the uncrowned champ after that rematch and saying that he won. Was that the main thing?
I think Mark Bourne might have said that too, eh?
I'm not calling anyone's names, I'm just saying in general, like, you did hear some of that talk. Was that like the sort of the main part of the message?
Look, I don't know what I've moved past that, so I don't hold any grudge. I'm all good. But I mean, there was a part of my time where that shit did get to me, and it hurt. Like, it was hurting. It was a hard time, but, like, you know, it made me now who I am. So I'm proud. Like, I'm happy that all happened. It's all a good experience for me. Now it made me unstoppable, invincible. A lot of people were bringing me down. You know what I mean? Like, and I had to stand up for myself from all angles. And I think people can understand what I'm trying to say there. All angles.
Yeah.
All angles. Even you've got no idea. People don't. Like, now I can say it because I went and done that to Max. That second fight with Max, when I tell you I didn't turn up, there's a few things that happened. We obviously know about USADA coming in, waking me up 4 hours before I had to get up, which is ridiculous. Don't know how that happened and how that could happen. I'm over that. But I mean, you know, I end up doing silly things as well. I took like melatonin tablets thinking it was just silly. And then I woke up like drunk. Not drunk, but like, So it was rough. It was rough. But, you know, I'm not the type of guy to make excuses. I'm telling you now because I got to shut everyone up. Sorry, I'm a bit worked up. I got to silence a lot of people. And now I'm telling you, I didn't turn up. Now you're going to believe that because of what I just did tonight.
Yeah.
So, again, that's why I was so confident coming into this one. I was saying I didn't turn up. He turned up, and he still couldn't beat me. Now you know why I'm so confident.
A lot of people watching at home felt like this was your best performance. Was this the most satisfying win from your perspective?
Yeah, man, a finish would have been great, but I mean, like, you know, I didn't bother saying I'm going to knock him out because how many fights has he had? Like 30 people have tried, and 30 people haven't even dropped him. So, did I get a drop? I don't know if I dropped him. No, I don't think I dropped him. Fuck. That
Alex,
legendary chin holds on once again.
Alex, right back here. You've been one of those champions, you know, through all of it. Just Alex from Australia, competitively out there with your skills. What keeps pushing you to keep getting better when you've already achieved everything you have? In terms of in the gym and just getting better as a martial artist.
Well, that's it. I want to be better. You got to be disciplined. You know, people say they want to be better, but they don't do the work. You know, I'm lucky enough to have a team that's going to help me be better. We're going to study. We're going to try and improve. There's so many ways to improve. It's mixed martial arts. Look how many martial arts there are. Then you've got your brain, your mental side. Then you've got your strength and conditioning, your nutrition. You can evolve everywhere. And that's what I try to say to people fight week. People are saying how he leveled up. I go, yeah, we both leveled up skill-wise, but I leveled up here. And you've seen what I meant by that tonight.
Another question I have, when you look back on a fight like tonight, or for example, your fight with the Zombie recently, when you watch it back and we see it, it's like, man, this guy was just dialed in. When you watch it, what kind of things do you see from yourself?
Well, I got to watch it, yeah. Like, it's funny, like, because again, I'm my hardest critic, you know what I mean? So I go in there and it doesn't look as pretty to me because I'm a hardest critic. So for while it's happening, even though I was in there and I knew I was jabbing him up and things were going well, you know, sometimes you need to check yourself. You know what I mean? And that's why I was talking, and that's why you see me saying stuff. It was just purely to stay in my own head and just let me know. Because even the Zombie, I was zoned in, people you would never have known, but I wasn't getting bored in there, but I was, I almost didn't want to be in there. I was tired. I was like 1:30 in the morning. I was like, man, hurry up. I just want to get this over and done with. It was a weird feeling for me. So I remembered that this week. I'm like, I need that fire in the belly. That's what I mean with the press conference and that trash talk that he started. Thank you. I needed that. While I was talking to him in there, I needed it. Stay sharp, stay on. And I really felt that tonight.
Thank you.
Alexander, right here. You specifically spoke out to your countrymen afterwards. You kind of addressed it a little bit about stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
What was behind that message? Did it have anything to do with the draconian restrictions during the past 2 years, or am I reading too much into that?
You're probably reading a bit too much. It was a lot of things. Like, obviously, again, I was hard done by with criticism, bias. I could say a lot of bias sort of stuff, but I mean, again, like I don't care. Like I don't want to sit there and whinge. Like I'm not whinging about it. But I mean, I was hard done by. But I mean, it might have been hard at one point to get through it. But now, I stood up for myself, stood my ground, and now everyone's jumping on board.
Alex, one question over here. You said you wanted a beer when you got up to that.
You got one? Anyone got a beer? What?
Hook
a brother up. You got one for me? I'll scull it for you right now.
Is a shoey on the menu for you tonight, and how do you plan on celebrating?
Just let me. I'll just scull a beer. You know what I mean? Like, my hand. I don't know if I can do my good technique. I've got a perfect technique, so I don't spill it with the shoe. My hands are too busted up to do that, so I might just need to hold it and just down it.
Back at UFC 193, you turned up to the fighter hotel every single day, just in case there was a dropout, someone could make the weight. Looking at where you are now, back then, did you think this was possible?
Yeah, man, that's the mentality I've always had. You know what I mean? Like I talk about, or even when I was looking for that title, don't let anyone take that opportunity away from you. Be there. Be the guy that you know, all right, if they need someone, you're going to have to be the guy. That's what I was doing when I was chasing that title, you know what I mean? Like, I went over to Edmonton, you know the story, you know what I mean? I'm doing these types of things. That's what I was doing. And as champion, I still got that mentality. I still got that drive, you know what I mean? And that's made me who I am, you know? Obviously I'm skilled, I'm fast. A lot of people are going to watch and be like, man, this bloke's talented as fuck, excuse my language. But I mean, so much more than that. It's that mentality that I have that's made me be who I am and what you see out there. So it's, man, that's just what I've always had. And yeah, man, that never give up attitude, man. Stand up for yourself. Volk's coming for fucking everyone, I told you.
Just to follow up on that, if someone had pulled out during that fight week and you got in back then at 193, do you think the storyline would have been the same? Do you think you would have just blitzed the way you have through to the title?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know when I got in after that, how long after it was, but hey, I think everything happens for a reason. I really do, man. Sometimes the craziest shit happens and then you're like, what the hell? And then bang, something better comes out of it and it works in your favor anyway. Stay positive. Stand your ground and you'll be right. And that's, this is just still the beginning of a crazy story. Like I said, got a new contract that I'm very proud of. I think, you're going to be seeing something special from here on out.
Hey, Alex, just to clarify, how many hours before the fight against Max the last time did you saw to wake you up?
Before I had to get up?
Yeah, like how long was it before you had to wake up?
Didn't want to get into it, but I mean, it was 4 hours before I had to get up. So it was halfway through my sleep. I literally got there, they woke us all up and said that they were going to test him. And obviously my coaches and management were like, what do you mean? Like, what the hell? Went there and then obviously I woke up during the night to piss. I couldn't fill it up. Had to water load. Like again, the story goes on. I was sculling water so I could hurry up and piss so I can go to bed. Couldn't get to sleep, so I took melatonin tablets. Woke up, still in a sleep cycle, and then and now that you watch that fight, it probably makes a bit of sense. So put it this way: when I say I didn't turn up, now I can say it. It's not an excuse because look what I did tonight. I waited till now to tell you the full story. But I mean, that's why I'm so confident. Look what I did. I forced everything. If you watch I had no reactions. My reaction times was way off. I had no reaction, no pace. Everything was forced. I had to force everything. I had to use my head to just force things to happen. But that's the type of guy I am. Even when things were all against me, I still stood my ground. I still forced shit and made it happen. And that's the type of champion I am. So I'm sort of glad that happened because it made me even stronger.
What percent of your full capacity do you think you were in the cage? 50%, 60%? What do you think it was?
Oh man, anyway, I didn't want to get into this, but I mean, obviously I didn't feel good. That's why I wanted to rematch straight away. I was happy, obviously I was talking about it, and then at a time I was calling for the fight almost. It was like I was calling for the fight because I wanted to show myself because I know that I didn't turn up. But then I was like, I don't need to worry about that. And I finally got over it and all that type of stuff and never let all that stuff get to me. And then, this fight come up and it was a big fight. Everyone wanted to see it again and all that type of stuff. I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. So it was all good. So I knew what was going to happen. And now you've got to see it.
Alex, just over here.
Last one, yep.
You've been on the road for 8 fights. You've been in title fights on the road for 5 fights. You've never had the chance to actually fight with your belt in your home country. Has the time come for you to take that belt home and defend it in front of your home fans?
I'm sick of getting booed, man. I'm a nice fucking guy and I'm getting booed every time I'm fighting in other people's countries, you know what I mean? So everyone's getting home crowd advantages while I'm the champ. This trilogy, I didn't get to fight on my turf at all. It was neutral ground and 2 on his turf. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let me fucking defend my belt back home and we're going to do that. Let's do it. We'll make it happen. My belt or a lightweight belt. Let's do it. Volk's coming for everyone.